And here we are on the Bear Cave MMA podcast. And we have our new guest, Charlotte.
Hi, how are you doing?
And co-host who could introduce himself.
Why do you do this to me every single time?
You gotta introduce yourself.
I'm Josh. Like, you're an asshole.
Quagliato.
I hate you.
So, Charlotte, what are you drinking?
I'm actually drinking green tea and matcha. So
Is that any good?
yeah, I personally like it. A lot of people don't like it. It makes it remind them of wheatgrass, which no one likes to drink
Nobody
unless they
likes
have to.
Josh from here is shaking our heads. Where'd you get it from?
I get this brand from Costco, actually, but I do have my own matcha powder.
From Costco, really?
Yeah.
Because the only time I've seen those things is from Whole Foods, where they put like water and then they put an apple in it, and they're like, it's apple water, and then they charge you $5.
That's ridiculous.
Costco's got like the big thing of fucking green tea. Is it like the Chinese one or something?
Yeah.
Okay, my mom gets that. It's pretty good. Chicken now and then.
So, what do you do, Charlotte? Why are you on the podcast? Why are you here?
Well,
guys
I
forced me.
am a bikini competitor for OCB and the IFPA, which is the Organization of Competitive Bodybuilding, and the International Federation of Physique Athletes.
Ooh, that's
Fancy
impressive.
sounding.
Yeah. I'm actually trying to decide if I want to continue with the IFPA and make my pro debut, or just switch completely over to NPC.
What was
You're
the
not a
difference?
pro yet? Oh.
The difference is mostly exposure and payouts.
Yeah, it's all about the money.
So you're not a pro yet? You're an
Technically I am, but I just need to make my debut, and then it's like completely solidified. Like, I have my pro card in my wallet right now. So
How do you
Oh,
get
they
a
give you
pro?
a card you just
Yeah.
walk around with?
yeah.
How do you get a pro
So
card?
official.
You have to win your first place overall, and I won the first place open. First place,
Damn.
yeah. I got 4 first place trophies in my first competition, which was
Wow.
crazy.
Nice.
I'd like never won a trophy before in my life.
What do you do with that trophy?
They are currently sitting in my room on a shelf with like Christmas lights around it, making it like it's a
And they
shrine.
glow.
It's a shrine to myself.
So you never did sports before this?
I mean, I did. Yeah, I grew up playing basketball, volleyball, tennis, and then my senior year I switched basketball to swimming just because I wanted to change.
To swimming?
Yeah.
Wow, swimming's hard.
Oh yeah.
Swimming's hard.
I knew it. I blew up my rotator cuff during
Did
the
you
swim
really?
season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My whole family's into swimming, and
I
at
love
least
it. For
3
sure,
of them
but-
have blown their shoulders out.
Yeah.
You know, and had to get surgery on it.
Yeah, I luckily didn't have to. It didn't tear. It just like basically like got to a point where it was very, very close to tearing. But the doctors were like, "Here, take these, rest. You're on basically the management of the swim team for like the rest of the season until you can finish physical therapy."
So is it harder
Oh, so
working
you
out?
you couldn't even do physical therapy at the start?
Well, I practiced with my athletic trainer in my high school and stuff like that, and he showed me how to do band
Okay.
work and things like that to strengthen my mobility in my shoulder.
Oh, God.
Josh does physical therapy.
I want to.
He could have healed you if you had just asked him.
Well, this was 4 years ago, but now I still have a couple problems. I actually just
They never
came
go
off my
away.
injuries this past 2 months with a busted patella in my left knee and my rotator cuff because I wanted to do heavy snatches and I didn't do them.
So is it hard now working out with the shoulder?
Not really. I've really
problem?
been practicing now, so it's at least with strengthening, like yoga, doing band work with mobility, just making sure I did light dumbbells, so I kept my strength up. So
Well, that's what I was going to ask.
just got back in the gym 2 days ago, so I'm stoked. My back is so sore and I love it.
Do you have a coach or a trainer who
Nope.
does this with you? You do it all yourself?
I do it myself, and then I have a couple powerlifting buddies.
Before trophy.
Yeah. I have some powerlifting friends who help me out with like certain lifts and things like that. But other than that,
Nice.
yeah. I
They
just
taught
do-
you how to lift?
Well, I'm really kind of taught myself. You know, you walk around the gym long enough, you kind of pick up how to actually perform a lift correctly. and
You
things
too.
like that. Yeah. But I like to research. I was always into, or at least not, I shouldn't say always, because I started really getting into health and fitness and wanting to take care of myself my freshman year of college.
So you lied to us.
Well, no,
A little bit.
no. In high
No,
school, it's just like
always.
one of those things that you
Yeah.
like. You do sports because you have to, and then like I definitely enjoyed it, but I didn't take it as seriously
Yeah.
as I do now.
What got you into this?
I really just wanted to make sure I was gonna live a healthy, long life and try and get my family into it as well. And then boys, that helps too.
It does. I was actually going to ask you, does it make dating easier or harder? Are they like intimidated by it, or are they like, hey, what's up?
I think it's a little bit of both. Like, some guys get really turned on by the fact that I lift, and others are like scared because I can kind of lift heavier and better than them.
She benches more than me, bro.
Do they get jealous then?
They try to not project it, but you can totally tell.
I feel like there's got to be a little jealousy. Like, that's my girlfriend on stage right now, half nude. He looks ripped to shit, but it's still just like, yeah.
I mean, when I first competed, I did have my boyfriend, and he was mostly just super excited. Like, I had someone to share like his own passion with, and I got to like.
Oh, he does it. He did it too.
Yeah, he did bodybuilding, or does bodybuilding. He still does it, but he's an ex now, so we're not gonna.
Yeah. Let's not talk about him anymore. Are there a lot of internet trolls then? Do they message you?
It's mostly just like, oh, come rep our like t-shirt company and like all that other crap, like Dream Elegance every freaking 2 weeks comments and on it. I'm like, okay, like I know you guys are just BS artists, so like go away, leave my page alone.
So are you sponsored right now?
I am not. I'm actually working on sponsorships this fall too.
I was gonna say, like, the 4 trophies. I feel like someone had to be like, you.
Hey, somebody take a picture of me with my 4 trophies for money.
Right. Yeah, but I'm trying to work on getting signed with an agency for fitness modeling as well as competing. So
is that what all of them do? They get signed to agencies?
Some do. Some just go straight for sponsorship and they do their own management. Others, they'll hire a special agent. Not a special agent, but like a specific agent is what I should say.
Will that happen after you make your pro debt?
Yeah, like, usually.
I'm guessing it revolves around like
usually, yeah.
Are there any places you're looking at right now?
For competing or just agencies?
Agencies.
Well, I'd love Wilhelmina Modeling, but that's really difficult to get into. I definitely have to talk to some people if I want to even get looked at. Going. Basically, yeah. But I do have some connections that could probably help me out, so that's good.
That's always a good start.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, what is this season like? Like, is it like a bunch of? If you're in like, I guess, IFPA or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Did I say that right? Mm-hmm. Is it like a season where there's a bunch of tournaments?
There's usually scattered throughout the year, but the fall is usually the big.
So you can peak in the fall.
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So did you like break down a typical year for you? Like starting out, like when are you trying to bulk at a certain point?
Winter.
So like
there's Christmas pies and food and everything. Yeah.
So you've got most of the shows
sweater
in the fall,
season.
And then...
Who
doesn't love hoodies?
And then you cut down for the summer because who wants to look gross in a bikini? Not me.
God.
Yeah.
And then the big tournaments are in the fall.
Yeah. I had wanted to do the NPC Brooklyn show on October 1st, but because of my injuries, I couldn't really train properly for it.
How far do you travel for them?
The first one I did was about 2 hours away, so it really wasn't too bad. And well, Brooklyn's right in the backyard here, but actually a lot of them, some I'm looking at are in Virginia, others are in Ohio, California, Atlanta, things like that.
That's where the sponsorship kicks in,
exactly.
so you can pay for that trip.
Exactly.
So you went to college in Maine, right?
Yep.
So did you do it there in Maine?
Yes. Yeah.
So there's like a Maine circuit.
Yes. OCB has a
you're probably the darkest
community.
person there. Everybody's probably like really pale.
Yeah, me and my boyfriend.
And Edward Cullen looking.
Yeah, I probably had to do like one coat of tanner, and then I was good.
Is the circuit like? I'm assuming, is it semi-small? Everybody kind of know each other? Or is it like massive and you see different people all the time?
It definitely depends on which area. You have the New England circuit, which is pretty small. Mm. Everybody does relatively the same shows just because it's easy and they don't have to go anywhere. But then you get into the bigger communities, like when you go into NPC, and it's huge. And then you have IFBB, which I just went to the pro show to watch, and I got to meet so many of the people that I look up to and like follow on Instagram and things like that. So that was really cool. And everybody was really nice. Some, think they're God's gift to fitness, and others,
Are like competitors friends, or is everyone seen as competition?
Everybody was really friendly. Everybody's really friendly. Everybody seems to be really close and working together because they really just have to. It's a small community once you get into the pro leagues, and then yeah.
So how do you prepare like during the tournament, like with the tanning, like? can you go through like the process of it?
Well, I did it on a major budget because I wasn't trying to drop $200 on like some spray tan that's only gonna last me a day, you know. So I just went to Walmart and got $15 like hand spray thing, whatever, and that apparently worked. So I did my own makeup, did my own hair.
And you do that all there.
I did it progressively because the spray tan or the foam tanner or whatever takes about a week in order to really set in. So every 2 days I reapply. Yeah, because when you shower and you're sweating, like after workouts and stuff like that, it'll come off pretty easily. But then you just want to
just apply more.
So you don't go. Do you go to like a tanning place? No, you do it all yourself.
Bedroom. Yep.
Does anybody help you with it?
I had a friend usually just like apply to the area on my back I couldn't reach. That's about it. Make
have
sure
one little spots just white.
Yeah. Make sure I didn't have any like blotches and things like that, and I was all even. That's about it.
So when you get to the tournament, like, is it a lot of standing around before you go on stage?
Yeah.
Like, how does that work? Like, for people who don't know, you know.
There's prejudging, and then there's finals and posing.
Like, for people who don't know, because I definitely do. I totally do. Just explain it for the idiots.
Yeah, not me.
When you enter the competition, sometimes they're either 1 day or they can be 2-day events. Yeah. And you'll have the competitors meeting where you meet with the judges and the hosts of the competition. They explain to you all the rules, what you need to be doing at certain times, basically the itinerary, lay it all out for you. And then it's really a lot of standing around until you go on stage and you're freezing because you have no body fat and it's usually air conditioned. And then you line up, you step on stage, you pose, you do all the prejudging poses, which is front, side, or back posing, which is what I do. I originally actually wanted to go into figure, which is the more muscular part of women rather than just women's bodybuilding or women's physique. Yeah. Just because I think girls look like they're badasses, you know? Yeah. But after training for a while, I kind of really just wanted to stay leaner looking and not so muscular, just at least for my senior year and trying to get into the things that I wanted to do. It just
is steroids a big thing with the women?
Well, I competed in a natural competition, so everyone in there was natural.
So you get tested?
Yes, yeah. If you win, you have to get tested. Like I do a P test like right after they called me out. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, but that's
are there favorites? Because I feel like if you get to see faces a lot, you kind of find, I guess, the judges can see their body type or they like somebody, a lot, know. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like he was like a huge figure, and I feel like that kind of played into the part of how he won so much. And
it has changed in the last 30 years since Arnold has done
the GH
almost 40 years.
Dear God.
Yeah, it's definitely gotten to a more of a shock and awe factor rather than proportion and aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, like you see the people now and they're just humongous.
Huge.
It's not
and
even...
they're just like monsters, like walking down the street and it's like yeah, exactly. And it's not more of the V taper that you would see back in the 80s and the 70s.
Just how much muscle can you shove on before you explode?
Realistically, yeah. And it's ridiculous. I feel like in this kind of industry, some people stray away from the health part of what they're doing, and that's really
there's a lot of shit they're putting in their bodies that I feel like they don't look into.
Yeah, and
I don't care about.
Yeah, I understand that, like, it's your choice, it's your body, all that stuff, but like if you're gonna be promoting like a health and fitness industry, you should be doing
it would help.
Yeah,
like your heart's about to die, man. You're like 40. I mean, yeah, you look jacked, but...
Exactly. And a lot of these athletes really have problems once they hit 50 and 60 years old, and they don't talk about it. And that's the problem.
Kind of disappear into the shadows.
Yeah, and then they'll show up at random pro events just to be like, oh yeah, this is who I am. Like Sean Ray did that at the New York Pro, and Sean Ray was huge when he was doing it, but now he has to dwindle down and like take care of himself because of how hard he was really pushing his body, and it's just not healthy after a while. You want to just make sure you're
like pain pills too,
right?
You hurt something and it's like I can't stop training.
And your body's not capable of holding an extra 100 pounds of muscle when you're just walking around. Like that's just ridiculous.
That's what I hear. Like I was watching this documentary on the Icelandic bodybuilder, and they say everything hurts. They like have to sit down and lie down a lot, because they're like all this weight is just hanging on my body.
Some people can't fit into their cars. Painful. Like, what? Why you're just being an inconvenience to your own self at this point. Like, why do that to yourself and put yourself in relatively healthy or harm's way when it comes to 20 years from now? Like, a lot of these athletes have kids, and now.
Well, I think it's like one of those things. Like, as you keep going and you keep saying there's something more. You know, I feel like nobody's ever comfortable with their body, so they got to keep pushing the line, you know?
And at certain points, yes, it can be good, but I feel like it's more of the mental that you really need to get over in that part.
You need to accept yourself.
Yeah. And while, like, everybody's goal-oriented, but there's also health goals. Like, do you want to live to 70 or do you want to die at 50 because you have a heart problem?
Well, that's a lot of them die, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, it's
so what do they look for when you're up there on the stage? What are they looking for?
For girls, I feel like it's different at every show. Because some want a more softer bikini girl, some would want more lean, and so you can see your abs, and people are more vascular, and then you see veins. And for me, that's just not what I would not look like.
When you say by show, do you mean like the different organizations, or literally every show?
Every show, because usually sometimes there'll be different judges, and they have a different idea in their head of what a particular bikini girl or particular athlete should look like.
Is it well known which judge is after which physique?
Sometimes I'm not really. I wouldn't say aware, but I don't really know enough about certain judges that I can like realistically like decide of who's going to want what. At that point, I want to look my best, so I don't really care at that point.
So you're not worried about that?
Yeah, it's for me. It's not for them.
Okay.
Do you guys help each other out, competitors? Do you guys give each other advice and help each other out and work out together or something?
That I know are always willing to help. Like, you have questions about something or like different supplements. I know some people who will like help you out if you want to at least not even just take, but know about certain cycles and things like that. They'll be happy to tell you what they're on or what they've tried or what their friends have tried. Just because that's really what it's about, is knowing what you want, deciding how you want to go about your training, things like that, making sure that you're able to do your lifts and do all your activities and live your life.
So are there teams? Do you find there's like teams, like group of people who like to work out together, you know, and compete? You know?
There are some groups that go with their coaching teams, so they'll pay their coaches and all of a sudden they become their coaches' athletes, and then you'll have a huge array. Yeah. So I know a girl who competed this past spring who joined a team because she paid her coach, and they did a 16-week program of dieting and training. And now she's technically their athlete.
Okay.
At least until she decides to stop or goes on her own.
Do they sign a contract, or it's just kind of like, a trust?
Yeah, trust kind of thing, yeah. Because, like, this is and then he'll put him on their Instagram and, like, show, like, this is my athlete, this is who I've trained. Kind of like promotional type stuff.
Okay. So you have to pay as opposed to it being vice versa?
Right. You'd pay them because they're counting your diet, making sure you're...
He paid you. Please let me have the honor of training.
It's like you get like sponsored. I would hope. I don't know. Maybe they're like, this is a gym we're affiliated.
Charlotte, please, you have 4 trophies. Let me train you. I'll give you all my money.
Right. Some people were asking me after I won, like, "Oh, you should come to my gym and I'll help you train." I was like, "I just beat your athlete in this competition. I'm not going to come train with you." Like,
you're a loser.
That athlete's old news now. Like, you're my athlete now.
Charlotte's like, you're a loser.
I was like, I can clearly do this alone. Bye.
God. Savagery.
But like, come on.
I'm the coach now.
And it's true though, guys. I mean, I grew up being like the fat kid in my family and like high school and stuff like that, and then came senior year when I joined the swim team. Well,
so now everybody else is a fat kid.
Well, everybody else is just like shocked, and nobody, not even me, saw this coming. Like, who thought I would be this person? Not me. Like, I definitely didn't think I'd become
I thought I was going to die at McDonald's. Passed out. Charlotte, please put down the cheeseburgers. So, what's your nutrition like? Do you have a nutrition plan? What supplements do you take?
I really just count my macros. When it comes to supplements, I try not to stick to one. I usually like to switch it up just because if your body will get, like, not addicted, but it'll become used to a certain supplement, in my opinion, or at least from what I've gone through. I also want to start switching to vegan protein just because I know that my body doesn't like dairy as much. it affects my stomach and my digestion differently.
So are you a vegan at all, or is it just the
No,
dairy issue?
just
just the protein.
No, just the protein, yeah. But vegan protein's very expensive, and I'm on a budget.
Are there any bodybuilders that are vegans? I guess
yes, there are some.
Yeah?
Yes, I actually know a girl who I went to college with, and she's completely vegan.
How does she get her protein?
Plenty. There's plant protein. There's plenty of plant proteins, and they make like vegan whey. Well, it's technically not whey, but vegan protein shakes and things like that.
I feel like that's hard.
I
Once you find
don't.
the right places, I
Yeah,
don't think it's
and
too terrible, like,
she
there's a lot
does
of
go to
beans
school
and
in
stuff.
Florida, and she has friends in California, and that's where
Everything's organic
everything's
in California.
everything's plants. So wheatgrass is real over there. So
Not like Long Island.
oh my gosh,
It's so hard sometimes to find healthy shit here.
It's like twice the price, which always
Yeah.
fucking kills me.
That's really what is a problem for me, because I just came from Maine. Everything's so cheap, even like trying to
Everything's
find
expensive.
Yeah, it's like
you go to
triple.
Trader Joe's or something, and it's like,
Yeah,
well, here's my paycheck.
In my opinion, though, not to like name drop, a Vitamin Shop, in my opinion, has the best deals that you can get. Not GNC, not like Rite Aid.
GNC gives me
stuff.
cancer. GNC gives me cancer. Bro,
I think
you need this, man. You need this. This is
No, the best part of
push it. It's
GNC
uncomfortable. Like it makes you feel like you're just like getting talked at.
one
Like,
time
you just leave me alone.
I was asking him about
Stuff.
this I was asking him about these pills. They were like supplements. I want to say they were like fish pills, but they were like salmon or something. But I didn't know the brand, so I asked the guy about them. I'm like, so what are these going to do for you? He's like, they're going to bulk you up. They're going to lean you down. They're going to
it's fish oil.
two different things. Like he went on and was like they'll make you. They'll help your insides, blah blah blah. I'm like, so they're gonna help me bulk up, but they're also gonna lean me down at the same time. He's like, yeah. I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna stick to this blender bottle and I'll call it a day.
Just a quick cycle of climb. No,
Like they don't know what they're talking about. They just say whatever.
They just want to make a sale because they also work on commissions at GNC.
Oh, I didn't know.
Admittedly, there are some good GNC people,
right? And
Matt,
they do.
told me the
Some
cars
are
at GNC.
really aware, and they also
shit,
compete.
you fucked up, homie. You fucked up, homie. You sold your friend
He fucked me
out.
over on the car.
So
I'm saying he's good.
So when you say you count your macros, what does that mean?
I stick to a certain ratio of carbs, fats, and proteins, and then I'll go to my micros, which has to do with minerals and vitamins and all the other basically food groups. Yeah.
So how much, when you have a meal, how much would you say is protein, carbs, fats? Like percentage-wise? So people have an idea, and I have an idea. Because obviously...
Do you do just like typical IFM, which it sounds kind of like you do, but I'm not sure.
Kind of, yes. Although I also do bro diets. It depends on...
Bro diets.
Yeah.
But it depends on where I'm at in my prep. So 12 weeks out, I'll be doing a Fit Your Macros. Then like 6 weeks out, I'll start just eating like plain chicken and rice and tilapia and salads and things like that. So just because it's much more easier to track that way, I don't have to worry about extra things. And I'll take my vitamins, do like spinach shakes and stuff like that.
Spinach shakes. Ooh, that's...
I make really good protein shakes if anybody wants them.
You should have brought some.
I should have.
You didn't bring anything?
I didn't.
You come late and then you don't bring it?
I'm so sorry. I'm a mess
No, you're not.
today.
You're not sorry. That's the That's the problem. You're not sorry. So, what was I even saying?
Macros, percentages.
No, it was about the food. Oh, do you ever have cheat meals? Do you ever eat? Yeah.
No, she never cheats.
She's embarrassed. She puts her hand up there. She's like, oh, I can't believe I said it.
Too much.
It was really surprising. Even during my first prep, I was drinking until like 7 weeks out.
Squats, right? Squats are a compound movement.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe.
Please show us.
You just sounded so questioning about it.
I've been having like back and buys. They are just specifically back, and then hit deadlifts because that'll really get you going.
Yeah.
And then break them up into. I'll do chest and shoulders usually on the same day because it helps hit the front delts better, in my opinion.
So, going up to a tournament, will it change if you're like, oh, my shoulders aren't coming out how I want them to, so I'm going to do more shoulders during the week? Does that happen, or do you
sometimes? Shoulders is actually one of my favorite things.
How much?
I would count yoga as stretching, but I would also count it as just an actual activity. Like, that is something that's going to help you build muscle. Also, make sure your core is stable so that you can do heavier lifts. And
do you go to a yoga place?
Nope, I do it myself in the house.
Like, you do DVD style or YouTube?
Sometimes I'll just do, like, whatever I'm feeling, go into certain poses. I remember certain poses from when I did yoga back in high school also. So
how much time of your day do you dedicate to working out?
Hour and a half, 2 hours, roughly.
And then, is this including stretching, or this is just straight lifting?
It varies. I feel like it's usually an hour and a half of like straight lifting, and then depending on what day it is, obviously, and then it could be anywhere from 2 to 2.5 hours if I want to include like a really good stretch and roll out session.
Oh.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a lot. My mom still doesn't get it sometimes. She's like, "Why do you do this all the time?"
Oh yeah,
this
you said
really
you started to get your family into it.
Yeah,
did you?
Because my mother is having actually her own health problems. She just had some emergency surgery, so I'm helping her recover and things like that, teaching her how to eat properly the way she should be for a faster recovery. And then once she's completely 100% come this October, I'm going to have her come to the gym and show her or at least good age group workouts for her. Which
so mean.
Well, that's not necessarily.
You got to go with the old people.
Mom, you can't work out with me.
It's emphasizing flexibility. Like those are the things. Making sure you're using certain dumbbells and muscles and just keeping yourself toned. Because when you neglect that, not necessarily at her age or just in general, you're gonna have those problems later on. You're gonna pull your back out. You're gonna like tear something by accident trying to like play with the dog, say, or pick your like niece up, and then it's over.
People who still don't lift like something off the floor correctly,
yeah,
like just straight like bend the back. I'm like, no,
like, good grief! Like you have no idea what kind of damage you could potentially do and you're not even thinking about it.
I think it's just interesting how you think about the long term, because I really feel like not a lot of people think about the long term.
Everybody's very now, and it's unfortunate.
Like, I want to be able to like go to the bathroom by myself at 80,
But you can also just be super healthy and still have problems you don't know about. So definitely go and check out with your doctors. Not that they're always the best, but make sure you're doing your research. Make sure you're asking questions. People don't ask questions. They'll just listen to whatever he tells you, and then that's it.
So if people wanted to get into competing, bodybuilding, how do they start? Like, how did you start?
Pick up some weights.
Realistically, do research. If you have something that you think you want to do, research. Like, ask people who you might be afraid. Let's say you're seeing somebody on Instagram, but they do want to help you. That's why they post those fitness videos and things like that. They're there to try and support you, make sure you guys are being healthy too. And they're usually pretty open, because living a fitness and healthy lifestyle makes you want to help other people.
You want to share all the information.
Yeah, you're like, this is great. Do this too.
Do this too.
Let's make a huge community
of fit people.
Yeah. Well, plus, it makes everybody hot, so like, why not?
To the community of hot
people. Yeah.
Wow, look what I did. Everyone's hot now.
Yeah. You have no more self-esteem issues, I'll tell you.
So would you date someone who's a bodybuilder again?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Just because I know how it works, it's a...
You go with the lifestyle.
Yeah, and you don't want to have to
nag
people. Well, that, yes. But it's also just, you have a similar goals, you have a similar outlook on life, you've clearly done your research, otherwise you wouldn't be wanting to do this. Or you're listening to a friend. That also comes with who you are as a person and who you want to date, but that's not the point. But yeah, I think it's important to definitely talk to people, make sure you're getting to know people, asking questions. I can't emphasize asking questions enough. People just listen to whatever the
Talk
heck.
to me. Except if I'm at the gym.
Do your research, ask questions. What I emphasized the most when my friend was trying to choose a coach was making sure that you are getting what you want from your coach, not the other way around. Because they're going to take your money anyway. That's not that's the real issue. It's making sure that you're getting what you want from your fitness life and fitness goals, and screw what they have to say. If you don't like what they have to say, don't go with them. If that's not something that you can, if it seems too difficult and too much, take baby steps. just slowly incorporate that lifestyle, because it is a lifestyle change.
Yeah, you can't do it some of the time.
It's not just like, oh, let me just throw out all this garbage in my fridge and like everything, and then completely like try and become a ginormous bodybuilder. Like, you have to, it's baby steps. You have to make small changes. Otherwise, you're just going to revert back to your old ways and you're going to be crashing.
It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
You're going to be a white belt in fitness, but you'll get there one day, kid. One day.
So how expensive is it overall? Like, the food's expensive.
Yeah, saying. eating can be expensive. I would spend probably $50 to $100 in groceries every week and a half, 2 weeks, which is a lot, but
for one person, yeah.
Yeah, well, I would also cook for my friends too, which was nice, and we'd have people come over.
Where do you buy from?
Coming over
What stores do you buy from? So people
I usually buy in bulk because it's cheaper that way.
Costco.
Yeah, exactly. Like getting canned tuna or going
Costco has healthy choices.
Yes, yeah, they do. And then if you
just gotta be smart about
it. Exactly. That's really
Yo, a true spot just landed on me. Boom.
But exactly.
Josh was a hard truth. God damn it, Josh.
Beautiful creature.
You're majestic, man.
But yeah, definitely just trying to be conscious of what you're doing. Think about your choices.
Ask questions.
Ask questions. Ask questions, damn it.
So,
wait. Sticking with the money thing.
Yeah, and competing can be expensive. Yeah, suits are unbelievably expensive.
Really?
Yes.
Jesus.
I lucked out because I got mine on sale. But it was still $150, and it's a bikini. Like, let's be real.
It's something you're gonna wear like.
That's 2 pieces of fabric with some rhinestones on it. Come on. But yeah, they can be very expensive, and that's definitely something you have to think about if you want to go into competing, even for guys too.
No, they're 2 pieces.
No, but their speedos and like their outfits can cost a lot too. It's anywhere between. It can be $50 to $100. Yeah, it's definitely less than the girls, but it can be expensive.
But sticking with like food and so forth, do you take a lot of supplements? You a big pre-workout person or no?
Sometimes I try not to because it can be addicting.
Yeah, people like 3-4 scoops deep.
Yeah, it's like caffeine, and sometimes, like in my opinion, I'd rather like have a sip of wine or like right before, and then like go in, and then you're vascular and you got a good pump still, and you have
Chris
wine,
Duffin,
you know,
whiskey and deadlifts,
and they're. Especially if you're doing off season, having a glass of wine the night before can get you a really good pump the next day.
Really?
Yeah,
so what you're telling me is my red wine habit is actually great.
It actually provides some good antioxidants.
Oh wow, you just killed a bunch of alcoholics.
But it can provide some. Just don't lift if you're drinking. That's all I'm gonna say. Have like
whiskey and
a sip.
Oh goddamn!
All right. So where can we find you if people want to? Like, look you
follow
up
me
and
or
follow
whatever.
you.
I do have an Instagram.
Can we help your cause, your sponsorship cause? Get you those Instagram followers.
I do have an Instagram. It is at Miss Roe, MISS ROE. And you can add me on Facebook. I'll probably add you as long as you're not creepy.
And you're hot.
And I do have a Twitter. It's at Miss Roe as well. I believe there's 94 after it. Actually, you should probably look at that. And I usually post Snapchats on my Instagram, so you guys can follow me on that too. Not that I do major things on Snapchat unless I'm like really trying to like show a certain movement or you know, be fun.
So do you have any like little tutorials or anything on there? Or is it just you lifting and killing it?
A little bit. I really try and talk motivationally rather than show certain workouts. Like, if anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to like send them a Snapchat video of like what you should be doing, certain stretches. Like, honestly,
I love this day and age. I'm gonna answer your question in Snapchat form.
Well, yeah, and then
feel free to replay.
I'm trying to work on getting more of fitness videos on my Instagram showing certain workouts, just because it does help people decide like what they want to do, and people go off of like, ooh, I want to look like her, I want to look at him, so what do they do, and I'll follow that. But you also have to decide what's going to be best for you. How can you do those movements? You can't just start off doing what somebody's been trying to practice for 5 years, you know. But yeah, it's definitely step by step, and I do want to help others.
So how heavy were you before you lost all this weight?
160 pounds, which isn't like super heavy, but from the transition that I have made is a 40-pound difference. So, and
you did make it sound much worse. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. But for me, growing up and going to high school with the people that I did go to high school, I was heavy in their eyes. You know, you go with like little tiny sticks to high school, and then you know you have 160-pound me, and so it can be hard. And I've definitely posted transformation photos and stuff like that, and people are like, "You really looked like that? I would never have known. Like, I've known you since college, and like I never would have thought you would have been like bigger in high school."
I'm not sure if that's a compliment.
But, I mean, it at least I know that I don't look like I had that kind of past, which is nice. But like, it definitely still affects me mentally. Like, I have struggles in the mirror sometimes. You know, you are your own worst critic.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, but I'm starting to really get over that, and the confidence that you can build is real.
Well, honestly, my worst critic is probably my family.
Dude, your parents are fucking brutal. Holy shit.
Yeah, they are.
My self-confidence talking to you.
Well, thanks for coming on. And
Absolutely.
You'll have to let us know when your show's on so we can support you. I'm kind of interested to see what the whole thing is
Absolutely,
about.
And I'll be posting on Instagram my progress and 12 weeks out type stuff. So, yeah.
All right, Miss Roe.
Follow me.
Bear Kid MMA Podcast.
Bam!
Kaboom!